All right, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Looks like it's working now. Just turn it all off and start over. Okay, cool. Cool. How is everyone doing? I was a little bit late today. I've had a very exhausting, long day. So if you want some updates on when I'm streaming, all that good stuff, then I would just check the Telegram and join us in there. I hope that you are all having an amazing Monday. So I talked to you guys a while ago last year about taking a DNA test, and I actually got lunch with one of my cousins that lives near me today. So that's one cool thing that I did today. You're also exhausted? Yeah, I've been like falling asleep. It doesn't matter how much sleep I've been getting. I've just been like falling asleep. I've been very, very tired. Um, so you are not alone. I'm just getting back in the swing of things. As some of you know, I started a new YouTube channel, and that is going to be for sleep music. So I've been getting that set up. If you guys want to subscribe to my new YouTube channel, there is the link. It is called the Lucid Mystics Sleep Music. So it's going to be all sleep music, all binaural beat sleep music. We're going to have lots of like nature kind of ambient stuff, just binaural beat tones. I'm going to be creating a lot of different things on there. So for those of you who are interested in sleep music and who have subscribed to this channel for that, I definitely recommend subscribing there. I haven't released a video yet. I'm probably going to release a video within the next day or so. I'm just getting a few created. I'm probably going to start creating, you know, maybe a couple a week. And then once May comes around, we'll be able to produce a lot more on there. So the more support and subscribers we get on there, and the more you guys like that and follow that content, the more I'm going to be able to invest in creating those meditations. And I'm figuring out a flow for working with two YouTube channels. You guys may have seen that I've made less content on this channel recently. I'm going to be starting to make more content on this channel. I'm also learning a new editing software, so I'm really working on leveling up for you guys. I want to be able to produce more quality content. I want to be able to be consistent here as well as the sleep music channel. So check out the sleep music channel and feel free to subscribe if you want to and if you would like that kind of content. I found out I can do my orders 2 days earlier. Oh yeah, so it's 𝑴𝒚𝒔𝒕𝒊𝒄'𝒔. You can also find it under African Dream Root. I got red African Dream Root in particular. I was actually going to make a video for you guys of me taking the African Dream Root, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because it was like really rough. I've never had red African Dream Root before. But I will make a video on it, just showing you guys how to like make it and stuff. And I'm gonna be posting a lot of like vlog type stuff on Patreon, so a lot of like the back end stuff of like me making like dream tea concoctions and trying new things and all of that. I'm gonna start posting a lot more of that on Patreon, and that was one thing I was gonna post on there, but it was very rough trying it the first time. I was not prepared. So if you guys do try African Dream Root, you basically, it depends if you get the powder or not, but I got like just the roots, like the sticks of it. I grinded it up in my coffee grinder, and then you just take a couple spoonfuls of that. You put it in like a big jar of water, and you can either mix it with a fork, or I just put a lid on it and just shook it vigorously, and then you eat the foam off of the top. That you don't want to drink the water, you don't want to try to eat the actual sticks or anything. You just want to eat the foam off of the top of the water, and it's pretty rank, honestly. I was like, oh, should I record myself doing this, or should I test out first? Maybe it would have been made good content, but I could like barely keep it down, so it was kind of rough. But I'll make a video on that. Yes, Eric, yes. I just saw you were streaming. Awesome content late, by the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I've been making more shorts. A lot of people have reached out and saying my content is too long or like something like this, and that's how my live streams are always going to be. If you want to come hang out, expect longer content. You guys never have to watch any content on the channel, but if it is longer content, it's most likely a live or something that took a lot of time editing or something like that. But I wanted to try creating shorter videos as well, like literally 60-second videos, and it's been a little bit challenging. Yeah, so I have a TikTok, and I also have been making a lot of YouTube shorts, so you'll be, I think, yeah, I've created a playlist for my shorts on here. And I'm basically doing a series called Learn Lucid Dreaming in 60 Seconds. Pretty much I'm giving you bite-sized pieces of information on lucid dreaming in 60 seconds or less. It has been tough for me to convey some of the concepts in 60 seconds or less, but I've been doing it. So if you guys have any questions about anything that we talk about on the shorts, just leave a comment. I've been getting back to everyone. So yeah, I do shorts. I am going to be starting a Facts in 5 series, so like videos in 5 minutes or less about the same type of stuff. And then of course, I'm going to be experimenting with my new editing software, and then we have the longer videos like the live streams, and then we're going to have like the 12-hour, 10-hour sleep music. So I'm going everywhere from 60 seconds to 12 hours. So I want to create something for everybody. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about any of the content or anything, let me know. But there will be playlists for everything on my channel, so you can find playlists for beginners, for lucid dreaming and out-of-body experiences, for the meme reviews, for shorts, all of that stuff. I also do have a series called Tea Time Talks, which is kind of longer content as well, me talking about specific concepts or philosophies or whatever over a hot cup of tea with you guys. I will be starting that again as well, and we'll probably do some of those live. So I've been trying to create a little bit of everything. The one thing that I haven't really created too much of lately is vlogs. So I'm going to be experimenting with vlogs on Patreon. I'm also going to be doing live classes on Patreon. So let me know if you have questions about that. If anyone is interested in becoming a Patreon, the tier 2 and up gets exclusive Patreon only content, and then the tier above that also unlocks the free live classes. So there we go, trying a little bit of everything. Yeah, thank you. I think the lives are awesome for longer content than the shorts, and 5 to 12 minute videos for more fair content. Absolutely. See, I'm trying to find a balance between them. And just in case you guys didn't know, you can speed up the videos. If there is content you're watching, not even from me, if there's content you really want to watch but it seems too long, you can speed up the videos as well, in the little settings bar, just in case you wanted to cut some of that time down. But I do talk pretty fast, so it might get a little crazy if you speed it up too much, but definitely try that if that's something that you want to do. Amazon thinks I'm looking for succulents. You know, let me see. I can actually probably get you the link to the one that I got. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's all succulents here, isn't it? What did I type in to get that? Okay, maybe just type in. There we go. Got it. I'll send it to you right now. I'll put it in the chat. Anyone that wants to try it, this is the one that I got. There you go. That is one of the ones I have tried. It's going to come to you in a little baggie. And it lasts a while. You really don't need a lot. So yeah, try that out. Try that out and let me know what you think. We are also updating a lot on the merchandise shop. So if you guys have any ideas for merch and all of that good stuff, let me know. But the main thing that I am kind of promoting right now is the new sleep channel, the sleep music channel. So very, very, very excited for that. Hello, Joshua. How are you? So I hope that you guys are doing well. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today is nighttime practices that you can do before bed for better sleep, for well-being, for lucid dreaming, for manifestation, whatever it is. Hell yeah, Eric, you know it, absolutely. And I also rebranded as well. If you guys see on my Sleep Music channel, I also rebranded my logo and everything. So I am putting that on this channel as well. Now my logo, instead of just the crescent moon, it's a crescent moon with a blue lotus flower in it, and I think that's very fitting because blue lotus has been used for thousands of years for dream work and lucid dreaming, specifically by the from the Egyptians. So yeah, I just started a sleep music channel. So there is not any content on it yet, but there will be within the next day or so. You can also find it at the bottom of my channel. It is one of the featured channels on there. I'll just post the link there, but please subscribe if you like that content. I definitely wanted to get the subscribers just going to let you guys know about it before I started posting content. But yeah, the sleep music will be moved over there. I will still post sleep music occasionally on this channel to kind of show the ones who don't know about my sleep channel yet kind of what's going to be on there, and maybe little samples of the music I'll put on this channel and kind of send you guys over there. So yeah, that's going to be what's coming up. So I'm just working on some content. I stayed up until like 6:30 in the morning the other day working on some meditations for you guys. So just remember that I am one single person in my business, and I am learning to now kind of produce content for not only both of these YouTube channels, but also my Instagram and my TikTok, and creating shorts and working on my courses coming up, and mentorships and classes and Patreon, and then memberships once I get those back on in May. So yeah, it's taking me a second. I have been a little bit tired lately, but the content will start coming back full swing. So I appreciate your guys' support, and I also appreciate your guys' patience. So I wanted to ask you guys first kind of what your practices are before sleep, if you guys have any practices before bed, because I wanted to kind of touch on what I do to get better sleep before bed, what I do to have more lucid dreams, and also a lot of like manifestation techniques, like a lot of Neville Goddard's work I've been doing, and I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about it and walk you through a cool experience. Super quick, super easy to do, and it will make the concept of reality shifting so much easier. So I wanted to kind of show you guys that really quick as well. So let's start with that. And then we'll work into better sleep and also lucid dreaming. So for those of you who haven't heard of Neville Goddard, he's basically like a Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich, and they teach these concepts of universal law and how we can actually shapeshift our reality by living in the end of our desire. So not wishing and hoping it will happen, but literally living and feeling our desire as if it has already happened, and learning to maintain that state. And one thing that Neville Goddard talks about is, like, for example, if you want to move, right? Let's use me for example, because I do want to move. I want to move to Washington, right? And even though I'm in Utah right now, I need to sleep in my bed like I'm in Washington. I need to sleep in Washington every single night. And we always talk about this with out-of-body experiences and stuff. I always tell you guys that one of the keys to shifting out of your body and being able to separate your consciousness from your physical body is to make another place in your mind more real than what you're actually experiencing. And this technique, manifestation, actually works the same way. So if you're open to it, I just want you to close your eyes for a second. And this, I'll show you a really easy technique how you can shift your reality. If you're wanting to manifest a specific trip, or you're wanting to move, or you want to get used to shifting the room of your mind. So go ahead and close your eyes. It will be really quick. And I want you just to feel the room around you with your eyes closed. So you know what's around you, right? I know that, my computer's in front of me. There's a wall on my right. and then my living room is on my left. So just close your eyes and you just want to feel the room that you are sitting in. Now, all you have to do is imagine that you are sitting in the room next to you. So what is the room that's next to you? Is it your living room? Is it, your bedroom? Is it your kitchen? Whatever it is. And you want to feel yourself being in that room. So maybe before your kitchen was on your left, and now your kitchen would be on your right in this visualization. And I want you to imagine just sitting just like you are now, sitting in that room, that other room in your house. And it doesn't have to be the one right next to you. It can be whatever other room in your house you want to imagine sitting in. But I want you to imagine sitting there until it starts to feel real, until you can feel the energy of being in that room. And of course, things would shift in your, in your perception, in your reality, if you were sitting in another place. So just really feel into being in that other room. And you can start to sense that room around you. You can start to sense the changes in your environment, that you're sitting in, probably facing a different direction, that now maybe your kitchen, for example, like we talked about, was on your left before, but now it's on your right. Now I want to open your eyes. That is literally all that you have to do to shift your reality. So for example, that's the same exact technique that you're going to use when you are manifesting a specific result. If you're manifesting a trip, if you're wanting to move, you put your state of mind in that place, just like we do for an out-of-body experience. When I talk to you guys about an out-of-body experience, when we're inducing one, you may be trying this technique in your bed, right? But to be able to separate from your body, to be able to separate your consciousness from your physical body, the easiest way is to get in the habit of, get used to visualizing being in a completely separate place. And eventually, with practice, you can really start to feel being in that other room. And this is how we trick the brain into kind of separating from the physical body. It's because our imagination, what we're visualizing, becomes more real than the room that we're sitting in. And that's all you have to do for Neville Goddard's technique. So when I go to sleep in Utah, I'm sleeping in Washington, because the state that I am in is in Washington. My physical body may be in Utah, but the state that I am in is in Washington. And I will fall asleep in that state every single night. I don't see a beach out my window right now, right? But when I fall asleep, it is there. I am in that place. And we can use this to really create any desired reality that we want to. And it's a universal law, just like gravity. It's called the law of assumption. We've heard of like the law of attraction and the law of vibration, but the law of assumption is actually what creates certain circumstances in our life. It's not just wanting something that creates it, it's assuming that it's already done. It's the belief that you already have it, but it's also about neutralizing that desire. If you were obsessed with moving, or you were obsessed with making a specific amount a month, you're kind of being in the state of not having it, right? Because let's say that you were making the amount that you wanted to make for like 6 months, or you did live in that new place, you wouldn't still be putting it on such a high pedestal because you would already have it, right? And so it's about assuming that state and learning to create that state and normalize that state and neutralize your desire until it feels natural. That's the key. If your desire doesn't feel natural, then you're not in a state of having it, right? Because it's still on that pedestal. You're still worried if it's going to happen or not. And so getting used to neutralizing your desires and being in the state of having it helps literally align yourself to it, so that the circumstances start to line up in your life that actually lead you to that state in the physical reality. But in order to create something, we must create the energetic state first, which is the thoughts, the feelings, and beliefs of having it. And so that's something that I do every single night. If there's anything that I want to create, maybe it is a business milestone. I did this for even 15,000 subscribers. I fell asleep in the state of already having it and feeling that accomplishment and connecting with my community and being in the state of just gratitude and, looking at my next goal, because the one that I was imagining in the state I was in, I already had it. And so we can do this with anything. You can even do this with lucid dreaming. You can do this with out-of-body experiences. You can do this for your health. You can do this for moving. You can do this to make more money, to get specific opportunities. Maybe you don't even know what those opportunities are yet, but that's something that I do before bed every single night, and it's the basis of reality shifting. It's the foundation of reality shifting. And of course, what we see with our physical eyes is only 1% of the experience. Our physical eyes can only see visible light. And if that's only 1% of the experience, why would we see this experience as fact, when fact starts from the assumption, from the belief, from the feeling of it already being done? So if you're even wanting to induce a lucid dream or an out-of-body experience, this would be a great state, or a great thing to practice. Falling asleep in that state, maintaining that state, not only attaining it, but can you maintain it and normalize it and live in that reality as if it were true, and then watch how your circumstances line up to actually make those things fact in the physical world. So that's something extremely, extremely powerful that I do, even in meditation. Even when I take a bath, I'll take a bath and put on ocean waves, and I'll close my eyes and I will literally feel being at the beach. I will almost start to like smell the salty air. Like, it gets so real, because again, it's just like lucid dreaming and out-of-body experiences. Your brain cannot tell the difference between something you're imagining, something you're dreaming about, and something that's actually happening. So we can biohack our subconscious mind to create a reality that we may not see in the physical yet. But once we create it within here, it starts energy. It starts energetic first, and then it moves into the physical. If we can create it here and hold it here, we're teaching our brain the beliefs we want to have, the thoughts that we want to have, and the feelings that we want to have. And when we can maintain that feeling, then we start to experience circumstances that also match that feeling. Again, it goes back to the law of vibration as well. See how it all connects? Once we start to practice the law of assumption, that moves the law of vibration into action. And so this is definitely the easiest way to create any circumstance. I know a lot of people, there's so many techniques online of, oh, you got to do this, oh, you got to do this, oh, you got to script this. You actually don't have to do any of that. This is the easiest way. The only reason why scripting and all of that helps people is because it helps people to see their desires and to like repeat it. But if you know what it feels like to have that, then that's all you really need to do. And I think we need to simplify it and make it more accessible, because you can create any circumstance that you want to, but you have to create the feeling and the belief of having it. You have to create the state. And think of states of consciousness like rooms, right? There will always be a room of anxiety, a room of success, a room of gratitude, a room of contentment. Like, every emotion that we can have is a state of consciousness, and every state of consciousness you can look at as a room. And so we can move from room to room whenever we want to, right? But it's about maintaining that state in that room. And it doesn't mean that when you leave a room, the other rooms go away. It's like when you travel from state to state, that previous state doesn't disappear because you travel, right? But you're choosing what state you want to operate in. I should definitely get into the habit of that before bed. Absolutely. And the reason why it's so powerful, even for lucid dreaming, out-of-body experiences, practicing this state of assumption, shifting your state of consciousness, is because when we are falling asleep, our conscious mind is closing and our subconscious mind is opening. So you're actually in a state of hypnosis when you're falling asleep. So whatever you really want your subconscious mind to grasp, it is absolutely a good idea to practice that as you're falling asleep, because you're bypassing the conscious mind that wants to fight you back, right? And there's nothing wrong with the conscious mind. It has its place. It helps us survive. It's a huge part of our survival mechanism. It's what tells us when we're in danger, and it tries to predict the future so it can keep us safe and out of harm, and also help us do less work. But the conscious mind cannot perceive time, and it cannot perceive anything that it can't physically see. So we shouldn't put all of our energy into this conscious mind when there's such a bigger mind that can allow us to create what actually happens next in our circumstances. So they both have a place, right? But when it comes to ingraining new beliefs, the conscious mind isn't necessarily helpful, because it's going to continue to reject those things for a while until you do it with repetition. And again, the key to creating any circumstance you want is actually believing that it's yours and feeling it, but not putting it on such a big pedestal. Again, you want to normalize your desire. And that's one thing that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about. You got to be obsessed with it. You got to have a burning desire. You got to write about it every day. You got to show gratitude for it every day. And even though gratitude is a powerful practice for this, if you're always putting your desire on a pedestal, you're in the state of lacking it. Right? Because if there's something that you had, you wouldn't continuously be obsessed with it. You would be working on your next goal. Of course, you would celebrate it, but you would be able to normalize it eventually because it would become a natural state of your being. And that is the key, is allowing your desires to become a natural state of your being, assuming that it's already yours. And this is the powerful question. And I would do some journal work around this part, but what would imply your wish is fulfilled? Like, what are the steps you'd actually be taking? So for example, YouTube paused my monetization on this channel because they thought that some of the content I was making was spam, right? And so I had to wait to reapply for monetization. I got denied one of the times, and I'm reapplying on the 5th of May. But one thing I've wanted to do is create this sleep music channel specifically for that, so I could kind of avoid that issue, and so I could create my own music on that separate channel. But if I was in a constant state of worry, if I was in a constant state of panic, I'm not in the state of having that. I'm not in this state of having this channel that I'm growing and building that community on, right? I have to be in the state of having it. I have to be able to neutralize that desire, and I have to act from a place of already having it, of it already being done. So when you think about these things, just ask yourself that one question. What would imply my wish is already fulfilled? What are the steps that I would take if I actually received that desire? If that desire actually came into being, what are the next steps I would take? And this is what Neville Goddard means by skip to the end. Skip to the end of your desire already being fulfilled. Live in the state of your desire already being fulfilled, as in the assumption of having it, the belief of having it, and the feeling of having it, but also the actions that you would take after already receiving it. So you don't want to, hello Rachel, how are you? Greg, welcome. William, how are you? You don't want to wait until you have your desire before you start taking action, because you wouldn't be in the state of having it, right? So it's all about tricking the brain basically and being in the state of having that desire now. So what would imply your wish is fulfilled? What actions would you take? For example, I told myself that I was going to wait until this channel was monetized before I made my YouTube channel, my second YouTube channel. But of course, if I'm reality shifting, I would make it now. I would take all of the steps now that I would take if my desire was already fulfilled. And so basically I would write out all the things that I would do. Well, I would start coming up with a new content plan. I would start working in this second YouTube channel into my schedule. I'd create the sleep channel, right? And I would start working on content for it. And so basically that whole list of what would imply my wish was fulfilled, that now became my to-do list. And that's stuff that I start to do now. Because if you want to create a specific reality, you have to become that version of yourself now. And that's what Neville Goddard means by skip to the end. Skip to the end of your desire already being fulfilled. Let's say that you want a new car. You don't want to try to imagine having the money for the car. You just want to imagine having the car. Because yes, money is a way to help you get to it, but you can also bypass that as well. You could receive your car as a gift. You could win it. There could be some just weird one-off situation that allows you to have that car without even having to focus on that specific, amount of money. So when you're reality shifting, you want to skip to the end of having your desire. When I'm manifesting my house in Washington, I'm not thinking about the money to get that house. I'm skipping to the end of already having that house. Even though I'm in Washington, or even though, see, it's already starting to become normal. Even though I'm in Utah, I sleep in Washington every single night because of the state of consciousness I am in, because of the state of being I allow myself to live in, and it feels real to me every single night. I literally do that until it feels real. and it's neutralized. It's not like I'm crazy hyped up, because if it's already mine, it would feel like a natural part of my being. And so that well, yep, that's where I'm going. Vancouver. I'm very excited. Yep, see, it's already starting to happen. And when I go on walks outside, I don't really feel like I'm walking in Utah. It's crazy. I feel like I'm walking in Washington, and even the weather, it has been very Washington weather lately. So it's almost like I'm bringing Washington to me, and it's starting to affect my circumstances even here. So that's one of the practices that I do before bed, is not only creating my desire, but creating the feeling of it already being fulfilled. What would I have to believe in order for that to be fulfilled? What are the thoughts that I would tell myself if my desire was fulfilled? You wouldn't be trying to convince yourself it's yours, because you already know that it's yours, right? So you would have a whole different set of thoughts. You don't want to think of your desire. You want to think from your desire. And that is a huge thing that I definitely recommend remembering. You don't want to think of your desire. You want to think from it. Think from it. Skip to the end in your mind. What would imply your wish is already fulfilled? What are the actions you would take if your wish is already fulfilled? How would you feel in your body if your wish was already fulfilled? And how do you need to neutralize that and take it off a pedestal in order for that to feel like a natural part of your being? So that is one of my main practices for manifestation lately. I'm doing really good, Rachel. How are you? I'm very glad that you're here. Welcome to the live stream. Well, that's messed up, y'all, and that's one reason I don't like YouTube. I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. I get paid on Friday. I'm definitely going to join your Lucid group. Awesome. Yeah. So by the way, guys, I'm actually extending the masterclass offer for a little bit. There were a couple people that wanted to get in, but the offer was ending before a lot of you guys could get in. So pretty much I'm offering my entire 11-part Dreams of Masterclass series for free as a complimentary gift to signing up for my 4-day workshop. So basically, if you sign up for my 4-day Intro to Dreaming workshop, we talk about dream recall, dream journaling, like 2-hour classes for the 4 days, liminal dreaming, hypnagogic imagery, inducing sleep paralysis, like really creating a spontaneous lucid dreaming practice. If you sign up for my 4-day workshop, you get my entire 11-part masterclass series for free. It's over 22 hours of content. It's probably around 25 at this point. So for $222, you literally get like 25 hours of content, lifetime access. There's also a PDF guide / like workbook for every single class as well. And again, it's lifetime access. I've never done an offer like that before, but I've also got a lot of questions about it and a lot of people asking if it would still be around this week. So this offer is going on until next Monday. So you have 1 week and you will be able to get into my entire Dreams of Masterclass series for signing up for my 4-day workshop. And if you guys want the link to that workshop, I will get it to you right now. And all you have to do is sign up via this link within the next week, and I will send you an email and give you access to all of those classes. So that is the link that I just posted. I'll post it a couple more times. Sign up through that link within the next week. So you have until the 25th. And once you do that, I'll just send you an email and be like, hey, thanks so much for signing up for Intro to Dreaming, and I'll get you access to all of those 11 classes. So that is the offer that I am doing. Yep, sleep paralysis is actually, we go into sleep paralysis every single night. It happens during REM sleep or rapid eye movement, and basically we are just conscious while our physical body is asleep. That's all that's happening. Some people have experienced this spontaneously, and some people experience non-physical sensations. They will be half dreaming in their environment, but I teach you guys how to use that to carry that conscious awareness into the dream state and also use it to induce out-of-body experiences. And I've had a lot of fun with this lately because my grandmother passed away in October, and I've been able to go on adventures with her. I've been able to talk to her. It is so good to hear her voice again and to hear her and to smell her perfume, and like, this has been a practice that has completely transformed my life and has especially been able to help me with the grief period with my grandmother. And so with the 4-day workshop and the 11 classes, you guys are for sure set in your dream practice. And we're doing 1 class a month. And so you have all of the past classes that we've done in the 11-part Dreams Up series, but there's still 3 classes that you'll be able to attend live. The next class is May 5th at 5 p.m. So if you do sign up for the Intro to Dreaming class, I will send you a link to the live class, the next one, along with all the past classes, and you'll be able to ask questions in there and hang out with all of us in there. The next class is actually on manifestation. So it's kind of funny that we're talking about this because I'll be diving into this even further, but also showing you guys dream practice so you can really collapse time when it comes to creating the life that you desire. So super, super cool. I'm very excited about the next class and all of the classes that have been up until this point. Like, we've covered inner child work, we've covered shadow work, we're going to be covering like using nightmares for healing and trauma integration next. I mean, there's so freaking much. I'll just have to send you guys the class list, but yeah, you guys will for sure be covered for the next year on dream content. Let's see. Have you ever worked with people with sleep disorders to be able to API? I haven't done it in years. Actually, yes, Rachel, absolutely. And there's a misconception with astral projection. You actually don't even have to be asleep for astral projection. With lucid dreaming you do, because you want to be in REM sleep, but with out-of-body experiences you can actually learn to induce it in any state of consciousness, even full wakefulness. So yeah, it doesn't matter if any of you have a sleeping disorder that is really affecting your sleep. Of course it will help if you can be able to completely relax your body, but you don't need to be asleep. So you just need to be able to induce nice relaxation. And this is also something that I teach as well if there's anybody who has been struggling with restlessness or anything. But when it comes to astral projection in particular, yeah, you do not have to be asleep. If you go into REM immediately, then that is extremely beneficial. You would be an incredible lucid dreamer then, and you can induce out-of-body experiences directly from REM, even though you don't need to be in REM to have out-of-body experiences. It's kind of a hack to induce them quicker, so it sounds like it would probably be easier for you actually. When I have my visions, it's always when I'm about to doze. Yeah, so that's hypnagogic imagery. That's the hypnagogic state of consciousness, and that's right on the line between wakefulness and sleep. So in the Intro to Dreaming class, I also talk about that because it's called liminal dreaming. Not a lot of people know about this practice, but right before you fall asleep and right after you wake up, you're in this state that is similar to hypnosis, and you experience dream content in a completely different way than when you do in REM dreams. And you can actually learn to liminal dream, so you can dream on the edges of sleep. And you can also use that for inducing lucid dreams and out-of-body experiences. And even liminal dreaming on its own, it's extremely powerful for enhancing your creativity, for providing new ideas, for helping you dive into the subconscious mind and heal memories or traumas that maybe you forgot about or didn't know existed. And it's so cool. So that's consciousness, as you can tell, is my favorite thing to explore. And there's so many different ways to explore it, even outside of sleep. So I love that you said that, because I would love to hear about your experiences. Oh my gosh, I would love to be able to go into REM immediately. Oh my gosh. Haven't been able to go out of body in years. I think I'm nervous. That is definitely a block, because when we have out-of-body experiences, we're projecting with our energy body, right? So if we have kind of heavy energy, if we're nervous, if we believe that our experience is going to be a certain way, then we hold that in our energy. And since we're using our energy body it can definitely affect the experience, but what I'd recommend doing is practicing liminal dreaming. That will help you get used to control, that will help you get used to influencing the environment, using your mind to actually change and influence your experience, and you can even use the lucid dream state directly to induce an out-of-body experience. So very, very cool. We can learn really to use all different states of consciousness, whether you want to have out-of-body experiences, lucid dreams, liminal dreams, or all of them. I see stuff most of the time, and then I start to see stuff in me. So really, when we see stuff, it's really, we're half dreaming in our environment. And when we're in sleep paralysis and when we wake up, our body's asleep, but our mind's awake, but our body thinks that we're still dreaming, so it's still producing dreaming content while we are physically awake. So if you're ever in sleep paralysis and you hear sounds and you see things and all of these things, it's because your body thinks you are still dreaming, and so you're experiencing dream content in your environment, but you can shift that state immediately. It's a thought responsive state as well. So I know a lot of people get a little bit nervous with, lucid dreams or out-of-body experiences because the experiences can sometimes be intense, but they're all thought responsive states. Even sleep paralysis is a thought responsive state, which means it responds to your thoughts. It responds to your thoughts and feelings. And I had a client that would have sleep paralysis and they would have really scary experiences because they felt so much fear. So whatever we feel, whatever we believe, whatever we intend, whatever we think kind of manifests in a way in our physical environment, but you can actually use that to create a completely different experience. So this client, I started having them think about like a really funny story that happened or a really funny thing that happened to them, or tap into gratitude. Think about your dog or someone you love, and it completely transforms the experience. So it's really interesting how we can change the experience just by what we're thinking and feeling on the inside. So yeah, very, very cool. And the more you practice this, the more control you get, the easier it will be, and it's an incredible experience. So guys, when you're trying to mess around with it more, yeah, and you can do it in any state. Like earlier, I was laying on the couch and I was like almost asleep. I was like listening to something and I just had my eyes closed and I was going into liminal dreams. If you're ever in the passenger side of a car, you can practice this. If you're on a plane, you can liminal dream. It's really just about maintaining the edge between wakefulness and sleep, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and it's really, really interesting. Wow, John, that's cool. As far as I was dreaming, I have no idea what I'm doing. One trick I do is stay up late, and then if I go to bed around 12, I'll be able to feel myself fall asleep and stay conscious. That's definitely a great way to do it. What I usually recommend to people if they're trying to induce a lucid dream, when we go to sleep, the first half of our sleeping cycle is primarily deep sleep. So your REM periods are going to be very, very short. The body fills up on deep sleep first before it goes into REM sleep. So the first half of your sleeping cycle is deep sleep, and then the last half of your sleeping cycle is primarily REM sleep. So you still go into deep sleep, but it's very, very short, just like REM is at the beginning of the night. So if you want to induce a lucid dream or anything like that, or you want to wake up in REM, I would definitely practice waking up sometime in the last half of your sleeping cycle. The longest REM periods are after 4.5 hours and 6 hours, obviously depending on how long you sleep. And then it goes, it's every 90 minutes. But the first long REM period of the night is at 4.5 hours. So you can set your alarm for 4.5 hours. You can set your alarm for 6 hours. Or you can wake up 2 hours before you normally wake up. That is usually a great time as well. My favorite is during naps. I always dream extremely vividly when I'm taking a nap. Like I go into REM almost immediately, so if I ever want to induce a lucid dream or an out-of-body experience or anything like that, a lot of the time I'll just go ahead and take a nap. Or I'll stay awake for like a couple hours and then lay back down. And I did talk about one of my favorite techniques, and it's very easy. You just pretty much get a full night's rest. You stay up for like 2 hours, and then I go and lay on my back on my bed and I have a sleeping mask on. I make sure it's I'm very relaxed in the room. It's not too hot, not too cold. And basically I lay there until I start to feel extremely relaxed and I start to see the hypnagogic imagery. And then if I want to induce an out-of-body experience, I can start to imagine movement or switching my perception like we talked about earlier. And if I'm wanting to induce a lucid dream, I kind of just allow my body to fall into a light sleep, obviously with the intention to lucid dream. If you guys have a dream planning journal, that's another bedtime practice that I do, is I plan out the dreams that I want to have. So if you don't have a dream planning journal, I definitely recommend getting one. I have my dream journal, which I use in the morning when I'm writing my dreams down, and then my dream planning journal, which I use at night before bed. So both sides of my sleep, before bed and once I wake up, are surrounded with dream work, right? And dream work isn't just the actual dreaming part and lucid dreaming. Dream work is any work that you do on your dreams. So using your dream journal is dream work. Creating a dream plan is dream work. And then actually, of course, having the dreaming experiences are also dream work. But the biggest way to kind of influence your dreams the most is to have the thoughts of your dreams or intentions around dreams or some sort of work regarding your dreams surrounding your sleep, because again, what you do right before bed influences your dreams the most. That's the last thing that your brain is going to remember before you fall asleep, is what you did right before bed. This is why intentions are very powerful. This is why creating a new state of consciousness is powerful for manifestation right before bed, because the last thing that you did, the last thing that you remember, is what is going to seep into the subconscious mind and have a bigger influence on your dreams. So you have your dream journal, and then for a dream planning journal, you pretty much just want to plan out either what you want to dream about or what you want to do once you get lucid in your dream. And you kind of want to create like a declaration, like, once I get lucid, I'm going to stabilize the lucid dream by doing this, and then I'm going to call out to the sky and do this, or whatever it is. You want to create like an actual solid plan of exactly what you're going to do right when you get into the dream. Then I write out the dream, like I draw it. And this kind of helps my brain like snap a picture of it. So you want to have the writing of it, you want to draw a little picture of it, it can be stick figures or something, and then your sankalpa, which is the mantra that you're going to use once you get in the dream to make that thing happen. So it's basically what you're going to call it to the sky, or what you're going to affirm, or the request that you're going to have once you actually get lucid. So it's a 3-step lucid dreaming or a 3-step dream plan that I teach, and that is definitely the easiest way to influence your dreams, especially to do dream work before bed. So if you're interested, I would definitely get a dream planning journal. You can write down the date, kind of like a title of what your plan is going to be or whatever, kind of like you would for your dream journal, and then just a little snapshot of, once I get lucid, this and this, or this is what I'm going to dream about tonight. You're going to draw a little picture of it, and then you're either going to do your sankalpa, which is, again, the mantra that you speak once you're already lucid in the dream to kind of request this experience. Or if it's just a regular dream you're trying to create, then you can write down your affirmation at the bottom that you're going to repeat before bed as you're falling asleep. So you can use it for lucid dreams, non-lucid dreams, both. You can probably also use it for out-of-body experiences as well. So those are a couple things that I do before bed. The manifestation technique we talked about from Neville Goddard, the dream planning. And as far as like well-being and stuff, and getting to sleep a lot easier, sometimes I will watch like Sword Art Online before bed, but I usually stay up pretty late when I do that. And so I try not to like watch something for a long period when I go to bed. If I do watch something, I try to make it like dream related or consciousness related, but I do really like Sword Art Online, so I do watch that sometimes. If you guys have ever seen that series, I really do like that a lot. But when it comes to creating more restful sleep, I definitely recommend getting like blue light glasses. You might have seen me wear these circular glasses on stream sometimes, and yeah, it's a really good anime. I'm watching it for like the 4th time. When it comes to like before you go to bed, I will have my blue light glasses, and that basically protects your eyes from blue light, which makes it harder to fall asleep. When we're looking at computers, when we are looking at our phones, when we are watching TV right before bed, it's stimulating our brain and our brain thinks that it's time to be awake. It's almost like an artificial sunlight, you know? And so we have to try to block out light, or at least have the lights dim, or even go on a walk during sunset. And this will kind of tell your brain, oh, it's time to start winding down. The sun is going down. Okay, I get it. But when we have lots of technology and we're using our phone and we're using all these different things to stimulate our brain, the brain doesn't know that it's supposed to be tired. So it's not just that we have insomnia, it's that we're telling the brain that it's time to be awake by the things that we're doing. And so I would create some sort of practice for yourself where an hour to two before bed, this is what you do. So for me, I will make a hot cup of tea. I have a million books that I love to read, so that's part of my time to wind down. I usually read like a dreaming book or a book on out-of-body experiences or something like that to get me hyped up to dream. Because if I can read something where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited to dream tonight, I'm thinking about dreams more when I go to bed. And it has an energetic connection as well, like an emotional connection. It's not just like, oh, I hope I dream or I hope I lucid dream, but I'm excited. I'm already thinking about the plan. Like my emotional state is aligned with my intention, my thoughts to have an experience. So I will either try to watch something, you know, I love documentaries and stuff like that, or I will read a book or something. Journaling is also great. You don't have to read if you're not a huge reader, and you don't have to watch something if you don't want to watch something either. But I would definitely recommend stimulating your mind in some way to influence, like, what do you want to go to bed dreaming about? Let's talk about that, because whatever we spend our last like hour of sleep doing, even, you know, just the few minutes before we fall asleep, but like that will kind of influence your dream practice, or the practice you have. I'm telling you guys, I've been tired all day. The practice you have before you fall asleep, that's going to influence your dreams the most. So what kind of content do you want to dream about? If you watch a horror movie before bed, you might dream that you're in a horror movie, or it might just influence your dream in some way. So if you don't want to dream about that, then what do you want to dream about? Just do that. If you want to dream about your future, the house that you're creating, maybe write about it, maybe meditate about it and be in that state of already having it. You really want at least the last couple hours of bed to be times that fuel your mind, that fuel your dreams, that allow you to kind of wind down. Now, if you don't like yoga, you don't have to do yoga. I think that everyone should at least try some form of yoga. If you really like to like push yourself hard and work out, there's power yoga, which a lot of people think they can handle until they try it and they're like, oh my God, this is actually so different than I expected, and this is a lot more exhausting. So if you want to be exhausted, there's still yoga for you. But it allows us to work on our flexibility, our balance. It's a meditation at the same time. We work on our stability, our strength. You never have to have a leg day or an arm day again if you're doing yoga. It's great. You get everything done all in one. It's great. I have like yoga wheels where I can like pop all of my back before bed. I do some nice stretches. I get my body tired, and that also helps insomnia. If you have a problem with restlessness, then you need to move your body more throughout the day. So if you're feeling restless, if you're like tossing and turning in bed, work the hell out of your body before you sleep and see if there's a difference. More and more habits are getting the access I journey with. Yeah, it's all about trying new things and really finding your secret recipe, you know what I'm saying? Being the private chef in your own life when it comes to your dream practices. But a lot of the reason why we're so like restless when we go to bed is because we don't work out our body enough. And so even if you're not huge into working out, do some planks, do some fucking boat poses, like work those abs out, like do something that's gonna allow you to be like, yeah, finally get to lay in bed. Like, do something that creates that feeling for yourself. And another reason why people have insomnia is because they keep purposefully tossing and turning. So first of all, I would do things that will relax your mind and not stimulate your brain before bed. I would have some like relaxing dream tea or something. I'll make some videos on that soon, because I have so many different teas and herbs that I like to use before bed. And that's just part of my ritual. I have it with reading a book and like maybe I watch a couple things, whatever. But I would definitely find a way to calm your brain down instead of overstimulate it. Work out your body so you don't have as much energy trapped in your body when you go to bed. And also, when you're falling asleep, think of the rollover signal when you're doing that. Even though it might not always be the rollover signal, the more we toss and turn, we're resetting our body's clock to fall asleep. So when people tell me, oh my God, I was up all night, I was tossing and turning all night, little do we know we're actually resetting our body's clock every single time we move. And that's why it could take us longer to fall asleep. Have you ever just like pretended that you were asleep and you actually fell asleep? One thing that I love to do if I ever have a hard time going to sleep, I sleep so much better with a sleeping mask on because it kind of presses my eyes shut very lightly, and I notice I fall asleep way quicker with a sleeping mask on. My room is already pretty dark, but if your room's not dark when you go to sleep, say you work night shift or something, then every time we have that sunlight coming in, it's stimulating our brain, it's creating serotonin, and it's actually waking us up. But when we darken our vision, when we have thick blinds or when we wear a sleeping mask, that serotonin gets produced into natural melatonin. So it actually helps us fall asleep quicker by having a sleeping mask on or sleeping in a dark room. And then I also do a little bit of breath work. Upon having that sleeping mask as well, I do some just really nice deep breaths. And we've done some crazy breath work on the channel. We've done holotropic breath work, we've done Wim Hof breath work, we've done DMT breath work, but when I'm falling asleep, I just take in really calm, nice breaths, and I make sure that the inhale is even with the exhale. So maybe I try to do like 4 to 6 seconds on the inhale through the nose, hold it for a sec, and then make it the same exact length coming out. And you want to contract your spine, so you'll start, or contract your belly, and you'll start to feel your diaphragm kind of meet the back of your spine. That happens when we push all of the air out. We're getting stagnant air out, we're activating the belly, we're activating the diaphragm, and the more air we push out, and the more you can feel your belly contract and go closer to your spine, the more air we can actually take in on the inhale, which is replenishing the body, especially if you want to take a couple sighs before bed, like, that's stimulating the vagus nerve, and it's calming down your nervous system, and it's resetting your nervous system. So if you ever come back from a long day at work and you sit on the couch or something and you're like, it's like the exact opposite of telling your brain, oh my God, we're in survival. Oh my God, there's something to be worried about, we're on edge. It does the exact opposite. So even if you have panic attacks or you have anxiety, breathing this way and activating, a sigh will also stimulate the vagus nerve and calm your nervous system down, and you'll be able to sleep a lot easier that way as well. So those are definitely some things that I love to do before bed. Again, manifestation practices, making a specific amount of tea, not stimulating my brain too much, maybe going for a walk at sunset so my brain can sense the change in light and sense that it's time to wind down, using blue light glasses, if I'm going to be on technology before bed, doing something that stimulates my mind, that creates the visuals that I want to dream about or that I want to influence my dreams, whether it's something I watch, whether it's something I journal about, whether it's something that I read about, having that nice cup of dream tea, having that sleeping mask, learning about the rollover signal and not constantly resetting your clock, making sure we can tire out the body so we don't have as much restlessness when we're going to bed. These are all things that really, really help me. Oh yeah, and also having that dream plan, using a dream planning notebook. The how you start your morning is going to influence how your entire day goes. So I always start my morning with writing my dreams down, making a hot cup of tea, and opening all the blinds because I love the sun. I love having it very, very bright in the morning. So how you start your day is going to influence your entire day, and how you end your day is going to influence your sleep. So see these brackets of time as really sacred times. Like as soon as you wake up, and before you go to bed. It's almost like you're being initiated into your dreaming temple, into the dream world, and then you're coming out of that dream world in the morning, and it's just as sacred. So see those brackets of time surrounding your sleep as something that is sacred, as something that is important, because again, how you start your morning is going to influence how you feel, what you do, what you're able to accomplish throughout the entire day, and what you do before bed is going to influence how you feel, what you do, and what you can accomplish during sleep and your dreams. So they're both equally as important, but of course they are two sides of the same coin. So everyone talks about, oh, starting your day off right, but no one talks about how to end that day. It's just as important, if not more, because our quality of sleep also influences the quality of our life, you know, not just our next day. So it's extremely important to pay equal attention to both of these times, and if possible, have them both regarding sleep, you know, having some idea about dreams, or, you know, again, but one of the last things I do is work in my dream planning journal, and then I wake up and work in my dream journal. But I also do a lot of reality shifting work. Like, even if I'm repeating something I want to dream about, or I'm doing some sort of affirmation or something, I always fall asleep in the state of consciousness that I want to maintain. So whatever I'm working on creating, whatever reality I want to create for myself, I always make sure to end my consciousness with being in that state and falling asleep in the assumption that it's already a fact. Again, imaginal acts become facts. So whatever you can imagine, not just attain in your mind, but maintain in your mind with the state, with a feeling, and, you know, maintaining that state of consciousness, it will become a fact, especially if you use the power of the subconscious mind before you're falling into sleep. Oh, you do P90X? I remember doing that in school. Yeah, very intense. There's power. It's called power yoga. It's very similar to P90X, actually. Depending on, of course, the flow that you do. Wow, William, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea. Also, guys, we do have an affiliate for the channel, and it is Sleep Phone. So it's basically a sleeping mask and Bluetooth headphones at the same time, and it's really, really cool. They have wireless ones, wired ones. They come with like wireless chargers as well, which are super cool. And that way you can listen to binaural beats. You don't have to have like really annoying headphones in and all of that. The link is in the description of all my videos as well. I'm not sure if it's in my live. I don't know why my live videos have different descriptions. They should all be the same. But if you go to like any other recent video aside from my lives, you'll see best sleep headphones or something in the description, and then you can try them. But yeah, Beanie works perfectly. I used to, even when I would take naps, I would use my hair as a sleeping mask. If I was too lazy to get up, or I didn't want to find my sleeping mask, I would just wrap my hair around my eyes, and I'd make a little DIY sleep mask, and it works great. As long as we can cover our eyes, it works. Love that. Yeah. Oh, William, yeah. I had shingles when I was like 16, and so I also kind of have something with my nerves on one leg, so I get that. Yeah, if you see through closed eyes, that is your consciousness separating from your physical. That's how it actually started for me. Was I would be in deep meditation, and all of a sudden I would wake up and I would literally see through my closed eyes. So that crazy experience. Sweet, William, you'll have to send me some pictures. I'm putting more on. I just redid my logo, so I will be putting that on and taking my old logo stuff off. Yeah, I'm very excited. There's gonna be more. Sorry for yawning. I've been so tired all day, and I gotta try to make TikToks and shorts after this. I'm trying to power through. But yeah, I'm gonna be putting a lot more on the merch shop as well, so let me know. Yeah. I don't know how I got it. I don't know how I got it. Apparently, like, people over 50 usually get shingles. I'm not sure. I literally had, it looked like blisters all the way down my leg, and it's like, even air hitting it hurt so bad. So bad. And I kept telling my mom, like, something's wrong, and she's like, I don't know what she thought. She just completely disregarded it and wouldn't take me. And I went to the doctor, like, you should have come in way sooner. Why did you not? I was like, I don't know. So I didn't even have any medication through it or anything. It was all just, I just powered through it all. So yeah, very painful experience. Really, Erin, yeah, that's one thing we definitely talk about, especially when inducing sleep paralysis. That's something that you're going to experience. When you start to carry your conscious awareness into sleep, that's one of the symptoms, especially if you can train yourself, like we were talking about, to imagine being in a different area of your house. If you can, like, say that you're in your bed, but you want to visualize that you're in your kitchen. If you can make the visualization of you standing in your kitchen more real than laying in your bed, then eventually when your eyes like open, you'll be in your kitchen. And that's a way that we can induce an out-of-body experience, just by shifting our conscious awareness, just by shifting where our consciousness is. Our physical body might be in our bed, but where are we? We're not our physical body. So if our awareness isn't in our bed, then where is our awareness? Wherever our awareness is where we will be able to project outside of our physical body. So it's all about using visualization. It's all about tapping into your senses and the feeling of being in a different area, about shifting where your consciousness is. And not only is this a way to manifest new experiences and circumstances in your life, but you can use it to induce out-of-body experiences. I actually did this with Costa Rica. I don't know if I told you guys. I've really been wanting to go on a trip to Costa Rica for like the past year and a half. For some reason, I've just been seeing a lot of stuff on it, and I just really wanted to go. I went to Mexico 2 years ago, and I really wanted to go to Costa Rica. And so, before bed, I would imagine that I'm in Costa Rica. I remember my friend went, and she got this super cute little like bungalow in the middle of the jungle, and I was like, dude, I want that. Like, I want to go. And so I just slept in Costa Rica every single night in my bed. I imagined being in Costa Rica, the feeling. I imagined that the window was right there and there was just, beautiful, lush green forest outside. And guess what? Chance's family is going on a trip to Costa Rica, and they asked us to come. So now in July, I'm going to Costa Rica, and it's kind of weird because it's what I've been visualizing for the past year and a half, with no way of knowing that I was gonna go. Like, I never knew that. I didn't know the plan. Like, it wasn't even a plan. I just created the reality in my mind and believed that it was mine and assumed that I was in Costa Rica every single time I went to sleep. And then the circumstance came to me. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about shifting realities. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And Bob Proctor talks about this all the time as well. If you can create an imaginal act and hold it for long enough in your mind and assume that it is yours and create the feelings that that state of consciousness would hold, then that imaginal act will eventually become a fact. It is how the universal laws work, just like the law of gravity, so it has to work with mathematical accuracy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're just touching the surface. And I always want to be very transparent with what I'm creating and what I'm going through. That's why I talk to you guys also about like my YouTube channel and the issues I've had with the YouTube channel and what I'm creating and how that started to form a completely different opportunity and circumstance, because I want you to know that I want you to see the before ends of it, not just, oh, this came into my life or I created this. It's like, this is where I am now. And this is the heavy shit I was feeling, and this is how I was able to kind of transmute it and create something else using the law of assumption. I really want you guys to have kind of a well-rounded picture with how this works, because I want to inspire you to do this in your own lives, and I want to totally hear about it too. And I definitely want to hear about the things that you guys do with this. And we do have like the Lucid Dreaming Challenge series. I also want to create another challenge based on some teachings like that. I think it would be really, really cool, especially to add to our lucid dreaming practice. And these things that I'm talking to you about, like the law of assumption, like imaginal acts become facts, like all of these different things, they can actually be used inside of our dreams as well. So dream work can be used to deepen all of these practices and stuff like that. So I would love to hear about your guys' experience if you try some of this stuff out. I always kind of assumed that it is just a 9 because sometimes stuff seemed to be a little different than in real waking state. Yeah, it's all about reality. Stuff starts up here. Like, look at every single thing in your environment. It all started from an idea. It all started from a belief that it is possible. This was an idea at first. This was an idea at first. Every single thing around us started with an idea, but now it was created into a fact, into something physical, intangible, and that's exactly how our thoughts are as well. And people think that, oh, I just created this idea. You can't create ideas because ideas are energy, and energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only move, shift, and change shape, which means we don't come up with ideas, we tap into ideas. When it comes to electricity and Wi-Fi, did someone create that? No, they discovered it. It always existed. Even in the Stone Age, electricity and Wi-Fi was possible, right? We just didn't have the level of consciousness to tap into that idea earlier. But it was always possible. It was always a fact. They didn't create that idea. They tapped into it. They discovered it. We live in a world of infinite possibilities. We literally live in a gigantic field of infinite potential. So again, if you're having an idea, it's not that you created that idea. It already existed, just like electricity and Wi-Fi has always existed. We just tapped into those ideas. Whatever level of consciousness you are resonating at is the level of ideas that you will be able to discover and tap into. So if you get an idea, if you have a desire to create something, know that it's possible, because again, all possibilities already exist because energy cannot be created nor destroyed. And when we imagine ourselves living a specific life, when we imagine ourselves living a specific reality, we're tapping into something that is already being played out, because again, time is non-linear, which means time does not go from here to here. Time is omnipresent, ever present. Everything is happening all within this moment, but it's like different realities, different dimensions. It's almost like a book, there's one reality happening here, but what about all the pages on top of it? Reality is stacked like this. Time is not linear like this. Everything is happening simultaneously at the same time, stacked. Realities are stacked. So when you tap into an idea, you are discovering a possibility that is already being played out. It is a possibility that already exists. So if you can think it, then you can create it. But you have to be able to maintain that in your mind. And again, it may sound overrated, your beliefs create your reality, but it's because your subconscious mind, one of the jobs your subconscious mind has is to prove you are right. That's why people say your beliefs create your reality, because your subconscious mind does not know right from wrong, right? It only knows the information that you give it. So if you say, I always have bad luck, I have horrible luck, watch, I'm gonna have really shitty luck today, then what are you gonna find? Your subconscious mind wants to support you. And so it will look for evidence in every single thing that you do that you are right. So if you convince yourself that you can't do something, if you convince yourself that you have bad luck, if you convince yourself of a specific reality, your brain is going to do everything that it can to prove that you are right, because it wants to support you. But we can also use this to, people can use it to their detriment, or people can use it in their favor. You just have to feed your brain the right beliefs. And what creates a belief? A thought with a feeling, with repetition. A thought tied to a feeling with repetition, and that is what creates a belief. So you can choose what beliefs you want to have. You can choose what thoughts you want to think, and you can choose what feelings you want to feel. But you need to be able to do it with repetition in order for it to become a fact, in order for it to stick and create an impression on the subconscious mind. So this should really inspire you creatively, because it's like, holy shit, okay, so I can create any single idea that I want to. I can create any single reality. I can be any person that I want to be. How big can you dream? How big can you imagine? How big can you create with your mind alone? Because if you can do that, then you can literally create that. Absolutely, because they're all states. They're all different states of consciousness. They're all different states of being. So all you have to do is choose what you want that to look like. Where do I see myself in 10 years? What habits would my ideal self have? What thoughts would she think? What beliefs would she have? What feelings would she feel? What time would she wake up in the morning? What would my ideal self be eating? What would my habits be? What would my hobbies be? How would I talk to myself? What are the kind of people that I would hang out with? Where would I go during the day? How would I fall asleep? Like, what would my house look like? How would I dress? These are all questions that are going to help you get to the reality that you want to get to, because the more visual you can see your ideal reality, the more you know what that looks like, you can start to implement it now and become that person now with those ideal thoughts, with those ideal habits, with those ideal beliefs. And then it has to happen with mathematical accuracy, because that's how this universal law works. Like, you'll have circumstances that literally start to bring you to that circumstance because you've created the energetics of that reality. And again, energy comes first. This physical reality is the end result of the thoughts that you've already been thinking, the beliefs you've already been believing, and the feelings that you've already been feeling. This physical reality is the end result. So we cannot create from the end result. We have to start from the place of energy first. We have to start from energetics first. And so you look at what that looks like, what that version of yourself looks like, what they do, how they talk, what they eat, how they act, where they go, what their hobbies are, what time they wake up in the morning. And you write all that down so you can start to create those into habits now. And your habits will determine the person that you are, because the beliefs that you can get to stick, again, the beliefs that you have influence the thoughts that you have, influence the feelings you have, those influence the actions you take, and your actions that you take influence the results that you get. So your beliefs create your results at the end of the day. And again, to create a belief, it is a thought tied with a feeling with repetition. This is how we can transform our reality, and you don't have to do all these different techniques, and you don't have to spend all day scripting, and you don't have to do all these different little things that you see on the internet. It can actually be a lot more simple. All you have to know is where you're going and the gap between who that person is that you want to be and where you are now, and bridge that gap. That's really all that it is. And the more that we affirm we're not friends with our brain, actually, the more we create that reality. Again, our brain only knows the information that we tell. So if you say, I'm not friends with my brain, my subconscious mind is full of shit, or it doesn't work the way I want it to, it will look for evidence that that is true. So again, every single thing that we tell ourselves, whatever belief we have, our brain's going to look for evidence that it's right. So you can absolutely make friends with your brain. You can absolutely make friends with your subconscious mind, and you can see everything is happening for you. And the more that you believe that, the more evidence you will find of that. Again, if you tell yourself that you have bad luck, or that you live in a really shitty place, or you have the worst neighbors, you will find that reality. I promise you. My neighbors, they were so, and I still have the same neighbors, they were so noisy every single day. They have like 5 dogs, like 5 huge dogs. I know they have a huge black German Shepherd, they have a black lab, and then they watch people's dogs all the time. And this person up here used to yell at me and Chance for like even going outside late, like anything. Like they would just start stomping on, even on Valentine's Day last year, they were stomping on the ceiling, like on their floor, so hard all day. They must have just been like really angry about something. We would hear them like fighting and like screaming at the people they live with. And I started to create a new reality of that, because in my Washington reality, I don't even have neighbors. I don't live downstairs to anybody. I don't live upstairs to anybody. I have my own house, right? And so I had to create the idea of that. I had to create the belief of that and the feelings that I would feel. Feels so relaxing, you know, to finally be in a house, to be surrounded by these trees, to be able just to go to the beach, to be able to have a nice big yard with Juno and just chill. Like, it feels so good. I actually did it. I remember when I was creating this in my mind and it actually happened. That's another technique, is the I remember when. Make your now your past. I remember when I was sitting and talking about this on a live stream, like how to actually manifest your reality. And now I'm actually in Washington. Like, I remember when I was talking to people about that, and now I'm actually here. That is a technique you can use as well. Because again, I'm skipping to the end. But since then, since I've been doing that, I have hardly heard my neighbors at all. It used to be so bad. I couldn't even record. I couldn't even practice my dream work because I had to have earplugs in. Like, it was a whole thing. And because I changed my internal state, my external environment started to change. My external environment started to match the frequency that I was emanating inside. So it's so cool how this works. And again, if you guys want to learn more about these techniques, I definitely would look into Napoleon Hill, Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, Earl Nightingale, Bob Proctor. Like, I have been so immersed in this work because it has completely been transforming my life, and I absolutely recommend doing that. Do you make any podcasts? I actually am starting. Did you hear that? I'm actually starting a podcast. I have all the equipment. I have everything ready to go. I just haven't recorded them yet. So I have everything ready. I even have the merch for my podcast ready. I just have to start creating it. So, yeah. Who would be interested in podcast episodes? Because I've been wanting to make the podcast for a little bit. And I have everything. I have every single thing that I need to start the podcast. I just haven't started recording them yet. So if that is something that you guys are interested in, I would love to start creating that now. I love that. I love that. Sweet, sweet. Yeah, I'll have to get on it. I'm sure every once in a while I'd have guests, but it would mostly just be longer formed content of different concepts, different things. Of course, they would be structured. But yeah, that's kind of how it would be. I haven't studied his work forever. I'd have to read through it again and, read some of his books, and I would definitely love to overlook some of his work again. I have so many books that I haven't read, so many concepts and teachings I've wanted to not only read but also touch on again. So I'll have to get back to you on that. But from what I remember, incredible, and I definitely resonate, and that's something that me and my friends used to talk about a lot. I remember when, yeah, super good, because that's an instant way to bridge from where you are to where you want to get to. That's an instant way to skip to the end. Even when I was in the bath the other day, I was listening to Washington Waves and I had my eyes closed and I was like, I remember when I used to sit in the bath and actually listen to ocean waves to try to manifest this right now. Like, I remember when every single week I would sit in the bath and I would close my eyes and pretend that I'm in Washington, and now I'm actually here. Like, I did it. I did it. I did it. I can't even believe it. And that's the state that you want to maintain, because that's in a state of accomplishing what you've already wanted to achieve. And it's not like we're putting it on such a pedestal that we're in a state of lack. We've been able to neutralize the desires, but also feel into the desire and not think of the desire, but think from it. And that is the key with this work, is to think from the desire, not of it. So yeah, I remember when. Very, very, very powerful. Yep. And yeah, the podcast might be a little bit of everything. I definitely want to talk a lot about this. I definitely want to talk a lot about my dreams and my experiences. So yeah, I will start working on that. I will start creating that, and we'll see what we can do with it, because again, I have everything ready. I wanted to make sure that whatever content I wanted to create, that I got the equipment for it, and I'm I'm set up now. So let me see something really quick. I'm trying to find the book from Castaneda that I wanted to get. I think it's A Separate Reality. I think that's the one I was wanting to get. I wanted to look Tonke in my Amazon cart because I was just talking about that the other day. I was like, you know, I don't even remember having his books, so I definitely want to touch on them, but I definitely remember his teachings. So thank you for bringing that up as well, because you reminded me I've got lots of books to get in my Amazon cart. Again, guys, I did start a sleep music channel. So if you guys are interested in binaural beats, sleep music, some nature, ambient stuff, I would appreciate you guys if you did subscribe if you like that content. Again, I'm going to start posting on there within the next day or so. Right after I get off this live, I'm actually going to start working on content. Again, I'm going to be able to post a lot more in May, because that's when I get remonetized on this channel, and that's when I'll be able to invest a lot more into those tracks and make them exactly what I want them to be. So that is my second YouTube channel. Thank you, William. I really appreciate it. I tried some of his techniques and they seem to work for me. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for bringing that up, actually. And I believe everything happens for a reason, so I definitely believe that you were meant to bring that up today to also remind me, because that was one thing that I wanted to commit to, was reading some of his work again, because it's been a while. Like, that's why I couldn't fully answer your question, because I wanted to, like, know, you know, exactly what that looked like and how I've been able to use his work. And since, you know, it's been such a long time, I wanted to get one of his books. So I appreciate you for mentioning that, because I did have it in my cart ready to go. I love that you said that. I just created a rain one. I just created a rain sound one. It's like a 5-hour one, I believe. I want to try doing mixes, and because YouTube like said that some of my channel was like spam or whatever, and so I want to create a variety of stuff. So you're gonna find some 10-hour tracks, some 12-hour tracks, some like 4 or 5-hour tracks. But I did make a rain sound one, and it still has binaural beats behind it. So any kind of ambience that you find on my sleep music channel, there will still be like binaural beats and those tones, and all of the artwork that I use in there is transformed in Adobe After Effects. So I'm really putting a lot of work into this channel, because I've gotten so many requests from people wanting more sleep music, and it was getting difficult on my channel, always having to dispute certain claims that weren't true on my videos and be able to, you know, like emailing back and forth with YouTube. And so I was like, you know, I'm just gonna create a second YouTube channel for it. And again, I'm still gonna post some sleep music tracks every once in a while on this channel, but I want them to start to build on that channel. That way they're safe, they're secure. I don't know if you guys know, but a lot of you may have seen some of the sleep music tracks disappear on this channel. I had to delete like 200 of my videos on this channel. So you might have seen a lot of sleep music disappear. That's what happened to it. I had to delete probably like 180 to 200 tracks on my channel. So to keep them safe so you guys can listen to them, I'm going to be basically starting over on this channel, and it sucks because there's a lot of people that were like, oh my gosh, my go-to track every single night is gone, you know, what happened to it? And I had to go through my tracks. So I will be creating all new tracks. I will, yeah, that's what happened. Yep, I got an email that they took away my monetization because I was getting false copyright claims. They would claim like 2 seconds of my videos and say that it was another artist, and I would go and listen to the artist, and it's not even the same song. And it's not a person that does this. It's basically the bot that kind of runs the algorithm and compares certain videos to other ones to make sure that they're not reused and to protect artists from copyright and stuff. They were putting false claims on my tracks, and again, it would maybe be like a similar tone for like 2 or 3 seconds, and they would flag my videos, and so I kept having to delete them and take them down. And so when they took away my monetization a second time this year, I was like, you know, I'm just going to delete them. I want them to be safe. I also want you guys to have, you know, music that doesn't just disappear, especially if it's your go-to. There's people telling me like, oh my gosh, like I've had anxiety for years and this is the one track that helps me get to sleep. And so it was hard to delete those, but it's better that I create something that's safe and sustainable, especially for you guys to listen to. So I just went through and took a lot out, and then so I'll be starting over. So that's kind of what happened. Yeah, I love, if you guys haven't heard, it's called Alan Watts like Chill Step or something. It's like Chill Step with like Alan Watts teachings in the background, and that's nice. That's a vibe. So yeah, definitely. I know. I know. I can't really sleep to Alan Watts stuff. I mostly just listen. I do liminal dream to his stuff though. I'll put his stuff on and then I'll just kind of lay in bed and close my eyes and just kind of allow the trippy visuals to kind of take me away while I listen to his stuff. So that's kind of what I do. The Art of Dreaming is the one. Yeah, The Art of Dreaming. As soon as you said that, it all came back. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Like, you don't actually do that, Shelby. Yeah, if you guys have Prime Video, they have like an Alan Watts series. I think it's like the Essential Lectures of Alan Watts is what it's called. I keep spilling water all over. I've done that like 3 times. But yeah, if you guys have like Prime Video, they have the Essential Lectures of Alan Watts on there, and that's super cool. So definitely check that out. And then they also have Napoleon Hill teachings on there as well. So if you don't want to read the Think and Grow Rich, they have his teachings on there as well. Here, I went out in the wind right before, and it kind of got my hair all ratty. Look how long it's getting though. It's longer, I can't even, like trying to tiptoe and show you, it's like longer than my hoodie. I do. I do, William. Oh my gosh. Yep. But again, sleep music is coming, so definitely sub to that. For the next 7 days, if you enroll in my Intro to Dreaming, you get the entire 11-part masterclass series. That's literally, I'm not even kidding, you're getting like 25 hours of content. Again, this is going for 1 more week. A lot of people wanted it extended because a lot of people didn't get their paychecks until then, or you know, and so I wanted to extend it for you guys. So again, here's the link. Within the next 7 days, so until next Monday, if I see any enrollments in that course, I get an email immediately. I will send you an email back with all of the classes that you have unlocked. So, oh, Marie, I love that. It's so much fun. It can definitely be a lot, but I definitely love it. I don't have the heart to cut it yet, but if I do eventually cut it, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna donate that. Of course. Let me know if you guys have any questions. For sure. You're awesome. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. It's always a good time. Again, if you guys ever have any questions about any of the, you know, classes that I host, I do also do one-on-one mentorships. I have one-off classes that are just $55 if you just want to enroll in like one single class. You don't have to get into the whole entire series. But, you know, so I wanted to provide something for everyone at every level. So just let me know if you have any questions about that. I need those sleep tracks pronto. I have one ready to release, so some of them are going to be pure tones. What do you think about that? As in, not necessarily like music, like flowing music, but I have some that are like almost single tones, and then they have binaural beats under them and they go for like 10 hours. Is that something that you guys would like as well? Because I wanted to provide as many as possible, like in different kind of areas. So is that something you'd like? Because I do have one ready to go that is that. Yeah, Erin, so yeah, I've been full-time in my business since I was 22, and I'll be 26 in August. So, about 4 years I have been full-time doing my YouTube channel, my courses, my mentorships, kind of all the stuff. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch too. I just rebranded my Twitch channel, so I'm definitely going to be doing like live stream paints on there. I'm going to be playing some games on there. I love some like psychological horror games and stuff too, so we're going to be playing, hanging out on there too. So we're just trying all the things. But yeah, I've been doing this about 4 years, full-time anyway. Okay, well, yeah, I'll have to post it. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Can you hear it? I haven't played that yet, Shelby. I've been talking all day. Like I said, I met my cousin today. For those of you who don't know, I got a DNA test in August. And I did make a... Can you hear my voice? I did make a video about it. 1 second. Okay, I did make a video about it, doing the DNA test, and I've been meeting cousins recently, and aunts and stuff, and so I went and got lunch with one of my cousins today, and so I've just been talking all day, so I was gonna try to make TikToks after, but it's been a little rough lately because I've been so tired and because I've been literally losing my voice. Let me see if I can actually play you guys one of the tones. Okay. Wait, can I? If I'm logged into this account, I don't know if it will let me play it on a different account. Let me see. Maybe I could play it on my phone, but it probably wouldn't sound the same. Okay, let's see. Oh, dude, we're up to 88 subs. Sweet. All right. Okay. I have 3 YouTube accounts. I have my chill one, where it's just kind of like my personal one, this one, and then I have the sleep music one. So, okay. Let's see. You hear that? See, it's still dreamy and like ambient, but it's like one single tone. And I redid, I don't know if you could see it, my, kind of, not really, you can see kind of my logo that I remade. Let me see if I can. I'm scared to do it on here because I'm streaming on here. And, oh, I know. Do I? Let me see. I'm scared to switch accounts because I'm streaming on here. I don't want to lose the stream. I don't know if I could be logged in. Okay, anyway, I'll just post it and you guys will try it. Oh, really? Okay, let me try one more time. Ignore the pops. It's just my phone doing that. It's like, I don't want to try to do it. I'll just post it. I was trying to show you guys, but if I log out of my YouTube on here and into that one, I'm scared it's gonna end the stream. So I'll just try posting it and see if you guys like it. But again, I don't even need this. I don't know what I'm, but again, It's ambient kind of music that's meant to kind of guide you into sleep. So I don't want to be like, it's just going to be kind of chill stuff, okay? There's going to be some ambient kind of dreamy, spacey music. We're going to have stuff like this that is more, and maybe I'll post this one first. Who knows? I'll post one within the next day and you guys can check it out, okay? And then we can go from there. And then if you guys want some like nature ambience, like nighttime forests, like whatever you want, I'll make it. Because now I have the software to make it. So now I can start taking more requests to make new stuff. So we'll just start together and we'll just go from there. And we'll just create, and I'll create different playlists. So everything will be, okay, Eric, I'll do it just for you. I'll make a little bit of everything though. All right, Shelby. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry if you guys couldn't hear it very well. I'm too scared to log out and go into the other one. So I'll just post a track within the next day. And I have 3 ready to go. So I have one that I really love that's still on this channel that I made, and basically I take that and I put different binaural beats behind it because it's one of my best performing ones and people really like that track, and so I wanted to make ones with theta and gamma and delta under that one. So I'll definitely post versions of that one. I have like a rain one with delta and theta waves on it that I'm gonna post, and then I have this one that's a 10-hour one. So you guys, am I gonna have to create another channel of like squirrel watching? Squirrel bird watching dog TV videos? Maybe Juno, my dog, will start a YouTube channel and we'll just see where it goes. But we'll create lots of stuff on there. I want this to be a fun kind of experimental channel, and it will make it so it's safe. It's safe from being flagged, which is so exciting. And it will be sustainable to build and to grow on there. So I know a lot of people subscribed on this channel for sleep music, so I wanted to let you guys know about it before I just started posting. So definitely consider subscribing if that sounds good, because again, once we hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watched on that channel, that's what you need to get monetized. And once we can get monetized on that channel, I can start investing more into the software that I use, into producing more quality meditation music for you. So that is the goal, is to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then we'll be able to take it to the next level and start producing more. And eventually I want to release one every single day. So that is the goal anyway. No, William, I'm with you. I do put subliminal messages in my videos sometimes, but it's always, I always let you guys know that it's a subliminal meditation, and it's always like lucid dreaming related or out-of-body experience related. It's never like anything suspicious, because that would be weird for me to do. Thank you guys, I appreciate you very much. I will get going on getting a track set up within the next day or so, and then we can just go from there. And then you guys can let me know what you want to see on there. Definitely leave comments on the videos and let me know which ones you like, which ones you want to see more of. If there's a certain track you really like but you want it to have different binaural beats behind it, or maybe you want some specific nature sounds behind it, or rain sounds or whatever. I really want to create stuff that you guys like. Really, really, really. Don't worry, if I ever have a video that has subliminal messages, I always tell you guys what it is. I've only done like 2 subliminal ones, and I think one was an out-of-body one and one was a lucid dreaming one. So I definitely don't do that a lot, but don't worry, if I do that, I would tell you. I don't have any subliminals on that channel. They're on this channel, and usually they're like affirmation videos that you can hear me speaking, so don't worry. Yeah, I listen to sleep music when I induce lucid dreams and out-of-body experiences. there's one on my channel that I listen to almost every single time. So I'm with you. I also like having, it kind of helps keep your conscious mind anchored to something, right? It's like if you have a fan on, if you sleep with a fan in your room, you can kind of anchor your awareness on that fan, on that noise, and it can kind of carry your conscious awareness into sleep. So yeah. You can try both though, but yeah. And I'm also wanting to post like just binaural beats, because I really actually like the binaural beats, like delta waves, that whoa 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 kind of noise is really cool because it almost helps me do sleep paralysis easier. I don't know if it's just like the waves of it, but I can like use it in some way to like trick my mind and like induce vibrations after a while. And so I'll also be posting stuff like that too. But anyway, don't worry. Oh my gosh. William, thank you for being here. I love you so much. I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, joining me. Again, please join the Telegram community. The Telegram chat is in the description of all my videos. Again, the live stream descriptions are different, apparently. I don't know why, but you can go to my link tree, which has all of my links, or you can go to any other like newer video, and all links will be in the description. We have a Telegram chat. I let you guys know when I'm live, if I'm going to be late, whatever. We also have a private Facebook group as well. You can post in there. And then all of my resources, my classes, the Intro to Dreaming workshop, where you get the entire 11-part series in the next week if you sign up. That's also on my link tree. So just let me know if you have any questions, and I would love to help however I can. Thank you, Shoop the Whoop. I appreciate you. It was, Eric. Sweet, John, then you're in the right place. Sweet. So I'll work on it for you guys, and I'll get something out within the next day or so. And I'll probably post it in a post on this channel so you guys know about it. And yeah, we'll start going with that. Remote viewing really just comes down to shifting your conscious awareness. It's basically like out-of-body experiences, but without fully shifting your consciousness there. But your part of your consciousness can still travel with remote viewing. We'll have to do a video on that, actually. Great idea. But definitely join the Telegram group, because we talk about all of this in there, and there's 70 people in there, I think. So it's been really, really fun. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. We will see you next Monday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And of course, if the time changes or anything, the Telegram fam will know. So head over there. Patreon, if you want to support right now while we're waiting to get our memberships back. I'm doing all perks on Patreon. So check that out if you're interested. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for chilling with me. And as always, I'm sending you endless love and endless lucidity. I appreciate you guys. See you later. Have a good night. Do those before bed practices. Don't forget.